How did the people of Israel and Judah celebrate the Pesach in ancient time, in the time of the first and second temple? Did you know that at that time there were actually 3 festivals of Pesach? This is Silberman for All Israel News. We know that when we celebrate Pesach, we read the Haggadah, we eat matzah, we drink 4 cups in the evening, and then for 7 days we eat matzahs. But did you know that according to the Torah, it's 3 different feasts? If we go to Leviticus chapter 23, which brings the 7 feasts of the Torah, the first 3 happens in the month of Nisan, and the 3 of them are what we call today Pesach. But only one of them is really being celebrated today. How come? The first feast is called Pesach or Passover, and it occurs on the 14th of the month of Nisan, because on that day, in the evening, the sons of Israel killed each family 1 lamb, used the blood to mark their homes, and then at night, all the firstborns in Egypt were killed. But the sons of Israel and all their firstborns were left. That's the first holiday that we celebrate in Nisan. The second feast that is mentioned in Leviticus 23 is the feast of the Matzot, or the Unleavened Bread, which starts the next day, the 15th of the month of Nisan, and continues a whole week. And during that week, the people of Israel are not allowed to eat any bread with leaven, but only unleavened bread. And why this? Because this is to remember the way they had to come out of Egypt with no time for the dough to rise. So to remember that, we celebrate 7 days of unleavened bread. But there is a third feast that is generally overlooked. And this one, after the judgment of Egypt and after the exodus from Egypt, there is the entrance to the land of Canaan. So it's written in Leviticus 23 that when you enter into Canaan, the Israelites, you should bring on the first day after the Shabbat of Pesach your first fruits of the harvest and bring it, and the priest will wave it on the altar. That's called the waving of the sheaf. 3 feasts, all of them during 1 week in the second half of the month of Nisan. And they represent the redemption, private and national redemption. The first stage is to destroy the enemy. The second is to exit from slavery. And the third is coming into the promised land. There is one very famous celebration of the Pesach, of the day of the 14th, that is mentioned in the New Testament. Actually, one of the only records from the Second Temple time. Jesus broke the bread and gave it to the disciples. He gave them the wine. He said, "This is his body, this is his blood," and this was to remember the sacrificial lamb that atones for sins. And then he went to be crucified, and then for 3 days it was the feast of unleavened bread. And then on the third day, he was risen. His resurrection is the first fruits of those who have fallen asleep. And less than 40 years later, the temple was destroyed, and since then we do not sacrifice the lamb, we do not wave the sheaf, we only celebrate the unleavened bread.